everybody, welcome once again to my Instagram page. SaturnCloud here, ready for a SaturnCast with Arch Angel. So shout out to her. She's just popping right in. We just need to wait a little bit. Oh, Arch is here. Come on in. Come on in, girl. Can I invite you? No, you already. I mean, I can, but I don't need. You already went up ahead. Hi, Nate. Hi, Alo. Welcome to the live stream. Happy Saturn Day. Happy Saturn Day in Aquarius. Hi, Arch.
How's it going?
Finally, we had some technical. No, it was not technical problems. It was technical preferences. We were on one platform. We prefer this one because it's more simple and direct, right? And it's Saturn Day. We have no time to waste on doing one thing to get the another connected. No, we connect right here, right now. Right?
Right now.
Right now. But still, it will be available on both of your YouTubes, right?
Yes,
it will be available there. So anybody that is like catching this late, it's all right. You can see on the YouTube as well. If you can tell your friends, your mama, your grandmama, tell them to check out Esoteric Cloud Surfer on YouTube. And Arch, it's Arch the Angel as well on YouTube.
Yes, Arch the Angel with a tree for Angel. You know how we do it over here.
Yeah, getting the full awareness of where we live. Shout out to everybody getting in right now. I hope we're having a beautiful Saturn day. Shout out to Arch the Angel as well. Shout out to the SoulGroup and to everybody changing the world right now by being him or herself, because that's what we need to do. And that's why me and Arch are here right now, because we want to give y'all a perspective about our reality right now, because both me and Arch we have powerful Saturnian energies. So we think that we can present y'all with a clear or more personal perspective about Saturn itself, because it can be too external. Saturn can feel too far away, and we want to make Saturn more close to you, okay, more comfortable. All right, so Arch, say hi to our viewers. Say your
words.
Everyone.
How's it going? Shout out to Daria in the chat. Shout out to everyone out there in the chat. You know, I think it's going to be really interesting, this, you know, this whole Saturn thing. I think Saturn can feel very heavy for a lot of people. It can feel a little bit scary. It can feel very cold even to people. And they don't quite understand the depths and the, you know, what we go through and the kind of lessons that we learn as a Saturnian person. So I think we can give a personal insight onto what Saturn really is, and tell the people, you know, let them know.
Let them know that Saturn is. I was thinking about something, but I'm always saying that fixed air. So I'm really quick trying to think about another way to say that. But Saturn might seem hard, but it's not. I even have a video titled in that way. That's why I wanted to. I didn't want to repeat that, but it's the truth, you know. Saturn is not hard, okay? That energy will always be there to reward you if you are loyal to yourself, and that's the best I can say about Saturn in a few words, okay? That's it's not hard. It looks like, because those obstacles only look like obstacles. If you have a big enough perspective, they look like stepping stones. They look like degrees that you need to scale. And if you see you are climbing up the tower, it's not hard. It feels like successful. Okay, it might be hard because we go to school and we need to wake up to do shit that we don't like. We need to go to work that we don't like. That's why Saturn looks hard. But like I have few hours of sleep right now, but I woke up feeling way energized. So Saturn, my responsibilities were not hard, they were exciting. And many people do not have that perspective. Exciting Saturn, what you talking about? That's Mars, that's Venus. No, Saturn can be very exciting. Coffee, chocolate, those things came from Saturn, and they're very enticing to our spirit. They're very exciting. We just need to accept that harshness is, in a way, the best type of love, because it's real. There is no sugarcoating, no manipulation. It is what it is, and you get with you respect the contract, or you out, right?
Exactly.
But that's just ranting. That doesn't matter for right now. Let's focus. So thank you, Arch, once again for being here with me right now.
And thank you for having me.
I remind it right now that once you said you're like an agent of change, but not like Uranus, also, but not like Uranus, more like your sun conjuncting Lilith. You like bring that light of like, yeah, it's a bit scary. Yeah, you can feel ashamed just by hear Arch's voice, and that's exactly why it's the perfect pair for this interview, because Saturn can make you feel ashamed if you don't feel strong enough to overcome the obstacles. If you don't see that you can do it, if you don't really believe in yourself, you can feel ashamed because the world pressures you. You pressure yourself, right? And I think you bring that aspect very, very well. And like, it's okay to feel ashamed in that aspect, because you have to realize that you have to start somewhere. Everybody starts somewhere, right? Nobody's born a star, like a star, like they say it, right? So if you don't accept that, shame, you have no goal, because sometimes the goal is to clear that shame in ourselves, right? Or to expand our comfort zone. And that's another thing that people don't understand about Saturn. People think they must work their ass off. No, it's about working smart. Okay,
working smart, not hard.
Expanding your comfort zone, right? So
exactly,
those are just entry points, okay? And I'm explaining here some energies that you're already going in, and I think you are more like a messenger from Lilith saying, it's all right, guys. It's supposed for us to feel like that, okay? We are all here down here because of that, because Lilith is very primitive, not as in underdeveloped, but as in being the first. Because in Portuguese, first is primeiro, primitive, primeiro. So it's that words show us that Lilith is one of our first travels, okay? So don't be ashamed of that, guys, okay? And,
absolutely not.
And that's it. I think we can start.
Fabulous.
Right. Maybe do we introduce our guide, or we just go through it? What you think?
Yeah, let's let everyone know what the vibe is going to be for this.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's important. You know, Saturn, we like our lists, we like our itineraries.
Indeed.
I think it's important to let the people know, you know?
Okay. So this is a SaturnCast. Me and the Archangel will cast our views about Saturn, right? So we have to talk about Saturn. There is no other way around. But Saturn is a planet of teamwork. So we need to place Saturn in the puzzle, right? So we are going to see how Saturn is aligning the other chakras, the other planets. We are going to take a look back at the week, not the week, at the time that has passed. And we're going to see how could we, or how did we use Saturn energy throughout the week. And me and Arch will give a masculine, myself, and a feminine, herself, perspective. How about Saturn can be used every day, every time, in every realm of reality, right? So let's get started. A huge shout out to everybody watching once again. Huge shout out to Archangel. I'll try to not speak too much, but you know, I have that Aquarius telling once I start, I can't stop. So if you need to stop me, go ahead. Even if I make a serious face, that's all right. Just me reacting to it. Don't be afraid. All right. But yeah, sometimes I just can't stop talking. I just feel, it's not fire. I don't feel the fire. I just feel movement. Just it's the air,
Yeah,
a
all that air
tornado.
energy.
Okay, so and very important or not very important, where we're gonna focus is Venus in Capricorn, right? That's because it's oh, and I just remembered that Saturn is in between everything that is going on right now, because Neptune and Moon in Pisces, Pluto and Venus in Capricorn, we got Jupiter in Aquarius, we got things in Scorpio, and then we got Uranus in Taurus. So Saturn and Jupiter are like sitting in the middle of everything, right? And we are in the Aquarius age, right? From the second in the body, we were on the Aquarius age as spirits, and we are in the Aquarius age in the body again. So it's very important for us to see where is Saturn right now. How can we construct a better world? And that's what this cast is about. All right. So, okay. And we also already said that we're going to recap our week as well, right? So
yeah, we're going to recap our week. Venus in Capricorn.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited to talk about that. We'll get into that
okay.
soon.
So you want to start with your own alignment, and then you will align yourself with Venus in Capricorn, or you're going to go Venus Capricorn right now?
Oh, good question. No, let's talk about our, the placements and everything like that. Should I go through like my big three and everything like that again?
Yes, to introduce to the viewers that don't know us.
Cool. Well, I am a Leo Sun conjunct Lilith in the 6th house. Okay, none's gone wild. That's how I see that. I've got Capricorn Moon in the 12th house conjunct Neptune, 6-degree orb there. And I've also got Jupiter in Capricorn, but it's in the 11th house.
Oh, yeah,
and then
you had your Jupiter return like 2 years ago. It was when it was in Cap. That is interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I must have missed it, honestly, because 2 years ago, too much was going on. Last year, 2 years ago.
In the end of 2019,
2019.
Jupiter went into Cap.
There, because I actually had a massive change at that point in time, and I was doing a lot of healing at that time.
Yeah.
I didn't have that much time, honestly. There's been a few times in my life where I've dipped out of astrology a little bit, because sometimes you have to focus on the actual living it rather than the trying to interpret it and understand it. You're understanding it from a root chakra kind of energy, from the actual face of the world. So it's really interesting that you bring that up, because I must have missed that at the time.
Okay.
That's very interesting. And then I've got my Aquarius rising, and I've also got Uranus in Aquarius in the 12th house.
And Saturn?
And my Saturn is in the 3rd house of Aries, conjunct my South Node.
Okay. So, esoteric thoughts for here with the Aquarius Sun, the Taurus Moon, and the Libra Rising. Aquarius Sun in the 5th house, Taurus Moon in the 8th house, Libra Rising in the 1st house, right? And then Saturn in Aries as well on the 7th house.
So lovely.
Doesn't like to be in Aries, but Saturn loves to be in the 7th house. So that's an aspect of balance as well, right?
Yeah.
So with your Saturn in Aries, life is tough, right? Always finding a little bit of things in reality that upsets you. Either you feel limited to change, or your changes come in like bit. It's not big, it's like small frustrations each time. I experienced that a lot this week. A lot, like small frustrations, and that don't make sense. Like systems just stop, like electronic systems, they stop working, or they work like it makes no sense. And I have to remember myself. I have Saturn in Aries. That's how I work. Let's not be frustrated. trust the world, something else just to uplift myself, you know. So
Yeah.
do you go through the same?
I've found that like, yeah, definitely, particularly when I was younger, before I understood that whole energy, you know, just as well because it's conjunct my South Node, like this is where I'm coming from, and being in my third house as well. This has a lot to do with sort of like my past kind of thing. So I can notice when I'm getting into that that Aries energy that's not being in a beneficial way because it's not pushing me forward. It's, you know, making impulsive decisions. That's something that I had to learn. I had to learn how to weigh the options, you know, with all of this energy
True.
opposing my my Libra energy, you know, how to weigh the options before just jumping straight into something. And then also I feel like with it being an Aries, let me know if you feel this as well. It has a lot to do with your self-identity and the way that people kind of, you know, the outside world may perceive that. They may perceive you as a very hard-headed kind of person, perhaps even sometimes someone that is impulsive or someone who doesn't quite have the grip on everything yet, that doesn't have that that earth energy yet, you know, that they don't see you as grounded, they don't see you as really like you've got your shit
Yeah.
together.
And you, as being cast in that light, you need to go it. You need to do it anyway. Like a great example is with my gaming channel. For everybody that don't know, I have a gaming channel, as of Soul Gaming. Go check that out on YouTube. And I need to. I didn't have any setup, like any good setup. I had a computer, but it wasn't good enough. I had a camera, but it wasn't good enough to my goals and to like what everybody else is doing. If you go to YouTube, you can encounter millions of streamers with the best cameras, the best PCs, and I had a phone and a laptop. But still, I started it. I wasn't waiting for it. I started it, and the moment I started it, I started to manifest everything that I needed to achieve that status, to achieve that vision, because Aries is a lot about that vision. So Saturn in Aries, we have a gift, okay? We have a lot of bad things, quote unquote, because it is not bad in reality, but we have a very special gift. We can have a short vision of the future for real, and nobody can tell us we will. Nobody. We know
No
we will.
motherfucker.
We know. You can talk me, and I believe or I think I'm wrong, but there is a feeling that will never go away. And when we see our vision come real, and if we stop believing in ourselves, we're gonna be so harsh to ourselves. At least I am. When I have like that vision, and then because I overthink with my Aquarius energy, right? That goes to the back of my mind, and that appears in my face, and I knew that. Why didn't I trust myself? But we have that gift to have a vision of the status or how the world will spin. We can see that, and that's very powerful, right? Because we both have Saturn in Aries.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you said as well about, you know, when we have a vision and we have to just do it, and we may not have, you know, we may not be like that well equipped, but we do it anyway. And the way that that ends up manifesting is like, you know, yeah, sure, we might not be the best, you know, in what we do. For me, it had a lot to do with music. You know, when I first started music, even still now, really, I still don't have all the tools, especially now because of, you know, what's going on in the world and what's going on in Australia. But fuck that, we're not going to go there because this is a light chapter. No, fuck all that. But you know what? We do what we can do with it. You know, if I can't go into the studio to record something, I'm gonna just sit in front of my fucking camera and I'm gonna just rap or you know, make a song or whatever. It's going to be shit fucking quality music, but whatever. At least I'm making something and putting it out there. And started doing that during 2020. And the amount of change that I saw, the beautiful people that I came into connection with, and it really, like, it did start something that would have never happened if I didn't just put myself out there. Despite, you know, if I had waited, oh, I have to wait until I get a studio, I have to wait for this, it still wouldn't have happened, you know?
Infinitely.
So, yeah.
And while you're talking, I was remembering some things. So let me sort that out before we proceed.
You're so funny with your Aquarius. Let me sort that out. Energy right there. That's like Saturn utilizing the air energy. Like, all right, I've got these thoughts. Let me bring them back down. Let me put them together.
Let me get my shit together. Because that expression is really spiritual. Because your shit is your chakras, your mentalities. Yeah. And when you scatter Pisces, Gemini, Virgo, Sag, you can't make a lot of sense. You can see new things, but you can't make a lot of sense. Then you need to bring them together, your shit that you created. You need to bring them together so you can make some sense. And I just remember two things. First is like Saturn is how we perceive the world, right? Or the world itself. And I've seen so many posts on IG and Twitter like 2020 was a bad year, or if 2020 was a blunt, it was just a stick in the blunt. And I was like, hold on, I didn't felt like that. 2020 was amazing to me, you know. 2020 was awesome. I evolved so much. And then it was like, because in their world, that we're not going to talk about it, but my Aquarius, the moment you touched it, I was ready to fight. I was ready to fight.
I'm ready to fight myself too.
Yeah, motherfuckers. But they want us to believe the world is fucked up. But it's not, you know?
No.
And especially we have Saturn in Aries, we don't give a fuck about how others see the world, right? Mm-hmm. So when I see, wait, 2020 was a bad, I know it was fucked up outside, but my world, my 2020 was awesome. And me and Dari were talking about why it was awesome, how we grew and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's very important. Don't let other people's Saturns come and in a way rape your own Saturn. Because if you don't hold your own perspective, it's not sex, it's not harmonious. If you think your year is bad because the world is fucked up, your Saturn is being raped. There is a bigger perspective of Saturn coming into your Saturn, and you don't hold your Saturn to yourself. You let somebody else come into your Saturn. That's exactly very 8th house terms, but the spirit is 8th house, so we can't dodge it. We can be pretty about it, but it wouldn't be real in a certain way, and Saturn is real. So any sensitive viewers out there, I'm sorry, but it is what it is, right? But
yeah, apologies, but it is Scorpio season 2, so keep that in mind.
Hey,
we're not playing up here.
And so that was a very important thing that you made me remember while you were speaking, because over there the situation is tougher than over here. But even though you've been growing your shit,
absolutely.
And I wanted to ask you, because I saw a tweet of yours of how even though you are the owner of 4 business, you still harsh to yourself. And if you, that's one thing we need to go through and like clean, you know, because 2 things. First, having a job will end for everybody in 5 or 10. It doesn't matter when robots will take place. That's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, like working to a factory will end only if you know how to program and fix robots. You'll work in a factory in that way, but that will end. You know. So it's time for us to work on our own business. But how? Because nobody teaches that in school. Nobody teaches you finance. Nobody teaches you. Even though I don't agree with Texas, we live in that Saturn. So in a certain way, we need to at least know about that. We need to know how to support ourselves. Like, I have an idea for a business. I try it out. It does not work out. How do I support myself? Right? So that's very important. And you and I, a lot of people of the Soul Group, we started our own businesses, right? Mm-hmm. With no associates, with no companies, no banking, only us. And that's very Saturn in Aries, right? So if you can go more in depth into what you expressed through your tweet. First, why are you so harsh with yourself? And for business enough, okay? And how do you heal yourself after you've been mean to yourself?
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Those are the
Well,
questions.
I feel like I don't know. I sometimes just you know, I think I hold this idea of what I should be doing in my mind, you know, which is a very
Yeah.
Saturnian thing as well. We go with
Indeed.
our goals. You know, we do have a vision for it. You know, that's the Aquarius side of Saturn, you
Yeah.
know, and we
Seeing
have
it
our
in the
goals.
world.
Exactly. And then we have the Capricorn side of Saturn, which is, you know, actually physically making it work and going up the steps and reaching the
And
goals that
feel like it. It's like you have the vision and then you have to
yeah,
accept it. Aquarius and Capricorn. Go on.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So for me, like I have this goal in mind or these multiple goals in
Yeah.
mind. And I feel like I can never get complacent. I can never get comfortable, which is that Capricorn energy. I got a Capricorn moon. I can never
True.
get
Yeah.
comfortable
Yeah.
with my goals or what I've already achieved because then I feel like I will never push to continue on what I'm doing. So I have that moment of like, all right, great, I've done this, I'm proud of myself, but can't get too comfortable in that. Time to move on to
Okay.
the next thing, to keep on
Yeah,
growing
because
it.
it is cardinal. It is a cardinal energy. So if you're
Yeah.
not creating something new, you cannot feel comfortable. But that process of creating something new, it is not comfortable. I have a video on my channel talking about how cardinal energy can bring unsureness, nervosism. Is that a word?
Nervousness?
Nervousness? Yeah.
It
Nervosism.
can
That's
be
like
a
a religion.
language. Create your own language.
That's the god that Virgos praise. It's nervosism. No, that's their religion. That's their religion of the Virgos. Nervosism.
Yes, true that.
But yeah, and then how do you make yourself comfortable? How do you allow yourself to rest, for an example? Or do you rest? Or sleeping is for the weak?
Sleep. Oh, good. Okay. Well, it depends. I mean, at some point I have to stop because all my Capricorn energy, except for my Jupiter, which is in the 11th house, my Moon and my Neptune, and also my Uranus in Aquarius are all in the 12th house. So they have to rest at some point. They have to have a moment to chill the fuck out, and that's where I experience, I visualize, I go through the emotions, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I step back inside of myself for a moment there, and I usually step outside of, I won't be online a lot, or I won't be talking a lot to people, or
Yeah.
really making that many moves, so to speak, in my business, because I have to go in and I have to explore within myself. I have to figure out what I want to do next. I have to figure out the next move for me, where to go from here, if what I'm doing is even working, or if I need to change that up, So there is that moment. It does get to a point, and I have learned to understand where that point is. And it's usually when I start getting burnt out, I don't want to be around people, I start getting a little bit,
I see.
scared.
Because Saturn is about teamwork. So
Yes.
when you don't want to team up, it's time to recharge. That's a sign.
Yes.
Yeah. And that
Exactly.
led me into a thought that is Saturn is your body, or your body is a representation of Saturn. Because, for example, when you have some pimples, that's something in your lower chakras that your chakras cannot process. So it comes out through the skin because your body needs to expel it. And like we live inside of a being, and Saturn, that's why the other planets don't go past Saturn or the Kuiper belt, because that's the body, that's the actual body of the being we live in. And my chakras, right now, when I die, they'll go away. But right now they don't. So we can receive a lot of messages pertaining to our Saturn energy through our body, through the leg or axis of energy. Because being bored is when you have a lot of energy, but you don't have a goal to apply that energy. That's very Saturn. And in a way, I just want to say this really quick. In a way, every other planet, every other chakra has a Saturnian element to it, because every chakra is inside of Saturn, you know. So if you go to Venus, if you go to Mars, if you go to your expansions in Jupiter, you still, in the end of the day, you need to reach Saturn. All right. So many people try to run away from Saturn, but you can't. But one way to make yourself closer to Saturn and to feel and to understand it better for yourself is to listen to your body. And that's making me remind the High Priestess card. Like a pain in your shoulder can remind you that you have some problem in your third house. Or some things like that, because through your body you can understand the wholeness of yourself. Everything that is happening inside can be translated to outputs. Okay, so you can, if you can organize, if you can be real about yourself and really believe we are a spiritual being, have a physical experience. And then that is reminding me about the Hierophant card, because the Hierophant, in my perspective, is you learning spirituality through experiencing your desires and your body. Why? Because your spirit created your body. So if you learn about your body, you can learn about your spirit, right? So everything needs a Saturn aspect to it, so you can make sense out of it, right?
Definitely.
So when you don't want to team up and things like that, it's time to go alone. It's time to get away, not only from Saturn, but all from all the other chakras, and go to your specific space alone, right?
Exactly, because at some point, if you just keep on pushing at that point, you actually stop being, or at least for me, I stop being productive. It's like, it's this almost like
Reckless.
this square energy where there's this tension, but you've created this magic square for yourself, and now you're just ping-ponging from each fucking side of the box. You know, at some point you have to step outside of the box and take a look at the box from an outside perspective.
Indeed. So then you can know everything in the box. You can know what the box is made of. You can know everything. And that's very Saturnian. You have to be aware of a lot of things. And that can be extra pressure for the average Joe. But that's actually how you start your road to success. It's being able to trust yourself, that you can organize your life. You can be responsible, because everybody has access to that energy, right? And I think it's very important right now to take a look at the sky and see that Venus is in Capricorn, right?
Yeah.
So everybody right now can enjoy Saturn a little bit more. Everybody right now sees, oh, Saturn is not that bad. It's actually very understanding.
Yes.
It's very not comfortable, but gives you comfortable. Like Saturn might not be comfortable, but he gives you opportunities to create comfort, you know?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
In your perspective, how is Venus in Capricorn affecting us right now?
Oh, well, look, I love it personally. You know, I think it just, like, even though it's an earth sign, obviously, it's like Venus in Capricorn kind of almost lights the fire underneath your ass a little bit to, you know, it makes you want to move. It makes you want to do the things that are very native to Capricorn, Saturnian energy, you know, in a very 3D kind of sense. It might be, you know, you finally get that, that energy that you need to go out and get a job, or to take those extra shifts or something like that, to help you perhaps financially, once again, just speaking in the 3D, to help you financially, which then actually leads you to be able to have more comfort, which is, you know, that Cancerian energy, you know, so it's the opposing. So it actually helps you to be able to create the opposite sign. Capricorn is, you know, is the father sign, we say, or Saturn is the father sign, or whatever. And then Cancer, the opposing, which is ruled by the moon, which is a very, you know, feminine, the mother, you know, that kind of thing. So the father, in a typical kind of sense, you know, in an esoteric sense even, looks after the mother in a way, you know. It makes sure that the mother is able to be here and thrive in the way that she needs to thrive by working hard so that she can carry out her duties in the home, you
In
know,
the home. Yeah,
esoterically or physically. I mean, whichever way you want to see it. But yeah.
indeed. And I think that reinforces my point where I say that we should work hard to expand our comfort zone. We should
Yes.
work hard, or we should work hard and smart to expand our comfort zone, not just because we, not just because. And that is that's a very good argument that I can use, because Capricorn opposing Cancer, you work a lot, you pass through your limits and boundaries, or you support your limits and boundaries, you go through even if it's painful, to then feel comfortable, yeah, that's very great insight. And I took a card for it, which is the Princess of Pentacles, and that's Venus in Cap. Princesses, it's a new internal way to deal about reality, very general, so we don't go too deep into the card in itself, right? And it's Venus, it's creating new ways to love our internal reality, or creating new ways for us to bring reality in, okay? Because Capricorn is very much about that. It's still about the external world, but how you bring that in, how you feel comfortable, how you limit yourself, how is your internal world, because that can be a real world full of events, right? So Venus in Capricorn, it's a great time to, if you have any Saturnian related trauma, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe you can make your own business, if you don't believe you can be responsible, if you don't believe you can be motivated for your own self, right now, plant that seed is the best way. It's the best time, because Capricorn is a cardinal sign. So you can start the whole Earth cycle, practicality, responsibility, profit. You can start that right now in a more loving sugar way, sugar daddy, because Saturn is the father, right? So you can make Venus in Capricorn, make Saturn be more, he wants to spend more money with you. He wants to spend more time with you, but to you, not to something else, because Capricorn is more focusing the energy of Saturn within you. Aquarius, it's, hey, everybody, that's my Saturn. Hey, do you want a piece of my Saturn? You want a piece of my Saturn? No.
Being in the esoteric strip club, giving out your money to all the strippers, you know.
Yeah, it is. The Aquarius is in the strip club watching. The Capricorn is working at the strip club, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
I would say Capricorn is the strip club, you know.
Yeah, okay.
The business.
Okay. It is the place where the Aquarius go. Hey,
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Yeah, true. Because then you have the pole. You even have the pole. It's like structure, you know.
Yes.
And that's where all the action goes on a
the
vertical
stage, the house,
the stage,
you know.
yeah. But it's always dark or more dark, you know. So it's like that Scorpio element, like Leo stage, then dark Scorpio to bring those attentions. That's a whole spell. The strip club is a whole spell. Damn.
Absolutely.
I wasn't expecting for that to come out, but it is, because Saturn can be really low. Saturn can be really demonic. Saturn can be really like that. Especially like, usually I see Saturn in black, white, and gray, but Saturn can be black and red, right in your face. Can be Saturn can be very demonic, because Saturn is like the whole circumference. It can be everything, right? But that's it. Venus in Cap, make sure you focus Saturn in your own self, so you believe in yourself. So when Venus go into Aquarius, you have thoughts, ideas, businesses, limits and boundaries to express to the world and manifest your own team, right? And talking about that, we have Sun, Mercury, and Mars in Scorpio, squaring Saturn.
Somewhere in
How,
Saturn.
how do you perceive that?
Woo! I don't know how I perceive that, man.
Nah,
It's
me neither.
this
I just see a little bit yet.
this is
It's too
I mean,
much.
all the Scorpio energy for me is my 10th house, which is, you know, ruled by
Oh, 10th house
ruled by
Scorpio. Let's go.
yeah. So that's a thing. Um, so I kind of always like whenever there are any sort of transits going on in Scorpio, for me personally, it does feel very Saturnian. All the pentacles, man. That's Saturn in a nutshell, is the pentacles, dude. Like straight up, straight up. Um, but you know what? I kind of see this almost as you know, the turning the harshness. You know, Scorpio can be quite harsh as well in a sense.
Yeah,
It's that deep energy, that dark energy. How do we turn that into cold, hard, esoteric cash? You know, how do
yeah,
we turn it into something that can actually benefit us? You know, putting our emotions to work. For example, you know, you're an artist as well. I'm an artist too.
yeah. The
And
painting's
for
here,
me, I
guys.
know, yeah, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. um, and I feel like for me personally, I know that a lot of the time when I do my art is because I'm in my waters, my water energy. I'm in
Yeah,
my deep, you know, the oceans within me kind of thing, and I need somewhere to put that water. So then I, you know, make my art, which is a structure, and then I often sell my art, which is
yeah,
another Saturnian thing in the physical. So, you know, turning those emotions into shmoney.
yeah. Indeed, indeed,
Yeah,
indeed. Okay, that's a Scorpio 10th house right
very
there.
Scorpio
Indeed,
styles.
your deep world comes out in a profitable way, not in anger, not in a destructive way, not
Yeah,
in a dreamy way that never sees the light of day, right? So
exactly.
that's a very positive example. I see it right now as learning how to connect deeply with your teammates, or
Mm,
or because Aquarius, we can communicate a lot, we can associate a lot, but we don't really connect deeply. We think we do, but we don't, right? And this Scorpio season is teaching me that, exactly that, how to connect deeply with your team or with the people that
right.
is around you in the physical world, right? Or sometimes it's not about we don't connect deeply, we do, but we don't feel comfortable in that because now we have to hold their expectations, we have to hold their feelings, and ours is enough. I ain't no water sign. I have no water yes. You
No,
know, I can't even make sense of myself. How can I make sense of your watery ass as well? But we can, Aquarius, with the water bearer, we can direct that. It's not like we bring water, we emotional. No, we can direct water. Your water is not
absolutely.
in the right place. And your example is great because you do that to yourself. You take your own waters and you direct that into a very profitable place, right? So in a way, because you have that Capricorn energy, the spirits in you are your team, right? Because we have a lot of spirits in ourselves. Our spirit is just the boss, the main one, right? The big boss. So
The big
your
boss.
example is more into, and it is perfect because you are more feminine. You're not no, you are more feminine because you also have masculine energies, like I have feminine energies as well. You are more feminine and you do that very well in a more feminine way. I do that in a more masculine way. You are learning how to connect deeply with your teammates inside. I need to do that with my teammates outside because I'm way more about Aquarius.
Right.
I'm way more about seeing the team outside, because I already can do things by myself, but that's not enough. I don't feel satisfied by do like I'm playing Pokemon Unite with Daria in the SoulGroup right now, but before I was playing alone, and I reached the master rank, the highest rank, and that felt alright. That was an achievement. But with the SoulGroup and Daria, we had less time to reach master rank, but we didn't. We were really close. But even though we didn't, that felt way better. I felt like I was really doing something for real, not just playing a game And I was giving more depth to my
Yeah.
connections in that way, because I was with Daria and the Soul Group, a team, a real team. It was not just by myself, So I think that Scorpio alignments right now are really asking us to also give more depth to our connection with the world in itself. G Love Plants, hi, welcome to the live stream through business right now. And G is always, not always, but he talks about how mindful business, how can we actually use their system to provide some type of value to ourselves. And right now, with Scorpio alignments, what the shit they do is scary, is weird, is fucked up, but it works. It's not the right thing to do just because it works, but it works. So we can learn a lesson from that, right? We don't need to be righteous. We don't need to be a saint. We don't need to be the savior of this world to make our shit work. Because if our shit don't work, how are we gonna change the world, right?
Yeah.
If we're not deeply connected with ourselves and with our purpose, how can we withstand when others look at us in the wrong way? If you, in your case, in that Capricorn moon and mood, if you are not deeply connected with yourself, how can you get yourself up when you really tired? Why do you come back to when you don't want to team up, but then you come back because you have a purpose in there, you have a passion, and that's very important because Aquarius, we can talk a lot. We can show that we're passionate, but sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're not passionate. And
that's
this
something.
alignment. What? Sorry.
That's something I've actually noticed with myself. Being an Aquarius rising in Uranus, and I have a lot of Aquarian people around me. I love the Aquarian energy, and that's something I noticed is that Aquarians, when we don't feel that passion for something, we cannot fake it. There's no way in the world we can fake it. When we're passionate about something, we're right there, we're on. The second that we can't give that energy anymore within ourselves, we can't give it outside of ourselves either,
Yeah. But I think instead of passion, we can use the word interest. I think it's more about.
I think you're right there.
I can be passionate about something, but if I'm not really interested in it, my passion will be kind of blockage, because I've experienced that. I have a lot of motivation to create something, but I'm not really interested in painting or recording what I usually do. So that passion just loses its track, loses its component, loses its place to be, because Aquarius don't know how to fix passions. We know how to fix thoughts, and sometimes that helps. I have that imagination, it's still there, but it's not very passionate. So I think we can replace that word with interested, with interest. And but with these Scorpio alignments, we are learning how to transform our interest into passion, because for some reason I'm interested in that. For some reason I'm focusing that, and that's a form of passion. It's not passion in itself, but it's a smaller percentage of passion that we Aquarius, and with Saturn in Aquarius, everybody must learn right now how it's all about that spark, indeed, how to take that spark and go all in, even though we don't see the outcome, even though we think we're not interested, but we have a connection in that, and that's for a reason, and we must know how to recognize that internally, right? So that's
I think you're right. Like, there's a clear distinction between the words passion and interest, and I think you can even have a look at it from an elemental angle as well. Passion is usually fire, versus interest, I guess, is more of an air thing. I think about Gemini, particularly when I think about interest. And which is also, air is also electricity. So exactly what Daria said in the chat, it's all about that spark. So it's instead of it being that fiery passion, it's that electrical passion, which
Yeah,
is the interest, that thing that sparks you.
indeed.
Yeah.
And then we need, right now we can learn how to take that spark and focus it, make it go. Instead of a park, of a spark, it sparked, it
Mm-hmm.
stopped. We make a current of it, an
Yeah.
electric current. We make that continuously. Eight of Cups. I always associate Scorpio with Eight of Cups. We
Right.
make that a cycle, you know, so that spark can continuously make us interested, so we can focus, right? And another aspect, like I was saying, about how, for example, G-Love plans show us how the public and the private entities, right, are can be used for different objectives within their own world, and then can feel strange that they hide some shit in the dark, and we must learn that is not scary. They make it look scary. They make it look complicated. We can use that for ourselves. And I think that's very important because Saturn is in Aquarius, Jupiter is in Aquarius, so it's time for us to build our own world.
Yeah.
And on the other side, teach the Scorpio energy. We don't need to destroy that. We just need to pay attention to our own shit, and they will get lost because we'll not be able to find them because we are so focused in our own shit. We can see them anywhere because all I can see is me, not red Scorpios, okay? Not dark. So we can also learn how to bring deep things, deep fears, deep traumas to a lighter perspective, communicate, and even though somebody sees us as weird, our courage will make that enjoyable. Even though they think we weird, they know we the best weirdo around, right? It's
He's the
that
best.
energy, the best weirdo around, you know?
DJ Khaled. Sagittarius ass.
Yeah. He's a Sag. He's a Sag. DJ
I
Khaled.
believe so, yeah.
I knew it because lately, I love all my Sages. You help me connect more to my imagination, but sometimes you be fake as fuck, more fake than Libras. I'm sorry, it is true. It is true. They think they Aquarius because they want to be free. No, you're still connected with your feelings. They think they Scorpio. They think they go deep. No, you wanna run away from your feelings. They think they Libras. They think they smart. No, you religious. You know, things like that. But I need you, Sages. I need your faith. I need you all. That's true. But sometimes they be fake as fuck. And then DJ Khaled, he's not a musician. He's not a rapper. He just brings people together. That's the gold orange dragon, Sag. That makes so much sense because he ain't do shit. But he's dead. He's dead. But he doesn't do shit, you know. That's
Saturnian savagery right now, but so true.
It is true. God damn it. So, especially right now, I'm gonna pass the ball to you. You have that sun conjuncting Lilith. You are the light of Lilith. If Lilith has any light, you the light. So how can we take Scorpio, some deep dark shit? Because sometimes Scorpio is not dark. You think it's dark. You think it's weird because of your own Lilith placements, and you think others gonna think it's weird, but it's not. Sometimes when you share that embarrassment, you can find a deep relationship where you can extract wisdom of Libra, Scorpio, Sag. How can we do that right now in your own perspective?
Well, have a look at Scorpio and the fact that Scorpio lives in the 8th house. Now, the 8th house seems like it's very, you know, deep and dark and all this fucking la-di-da. But then you have a look at it as well, and it's also like, you know, secret societies, you know, occult societies, things like that. Even fucking astrology could really go into that because it's going into the depths of something. Even though, you know, it's a little bit less like that, but it's more like occultism, fucking secret societies and stuff like that, which I guess you could say is something that we partake in a way. if you want to say that. But you have a look and you actually see that there's actually a lot of light within that as well. You know, we bring a lot of light through that, through the darkness, and then it shines up. Like, if you want to have a look at it from a physical kind of sense, so that I can kind of give a visual, you know, the plant that gets planted underneath into the dirt, and then it in the darkness, and then it comes out and it comes out into the light. But it wouldn't have been able to come out into the light and be this beautiful flower or whatever it wants to be if it didn't go through the dark period.
And even when you take photos from old school, you need to go to the dark room to reveal the photos, right? And secret societies, it's like, imagine you and I are best friends. Like, we're still in high school.
Yeah.
You and I are best friends, and we smoking blunts, and nobody knows. That's a secret society, because I'm associated with you, but nobody knows. That's it, that's all. Secret society doesn't need to be about ruling the world, skull and bones, shit like that. It can be very simple. And that's a very Aquarius and Scorpio element, because then you pinpoint astrology as well. Because astrology is like bringing the 8th house to the 11th house. Because when especially when I do my 12th house reading, my 360 reading, it's a reading, I don't know if you are familiar with that format. That I came up with, and many people, especially here from Portugal, lately I've been opening more to my surroundings. A lot of Portuguese people have come to ask me to do that reading, and many people, they don't really are fluent in English here. Many are, but many are not as well. So I need to translate that to Portuguese, and because I'm an Aquarius, that brings more wisdom to me, that brings more charge. So when I explain the 11th house, I'm explaining like the first house deals with personality, the third house deals with surroundings. When I'm explaining the 11th house, I usually say the 11th house deals with sciences, that when we discover something about it, we end up discovering more questions. When we have an answer, we have more questions about it, because that's all to do with the 8th house, with the dark. You just bring it to a lighter space where we can see it. That's square, because astrology is like the occult, the spirit, the dark. You don't know why it's happening, so it's unknown. And then you know, with Aquarius, it's even the word for Aquarius is I know. But you know that Mars is exalted in Capricorn, but then you don't know why, or you don't know why the spirit that created Mars chose the 10th house to be exalted. We know how that affects us, but we can't communicate with the spirit that created Mars. We can interact with Mars, with the body of water, but we can't communicate with the spirit that created Mars. So that will be forever occult. Forever. I can be your esoteric neighbor, but I can't go in your space. That's why we exist. So we can create bodies to relate with each other. Right? So everything, even nothing, every spirit will always forever be occult. Because I can't go within your space and see what's really going on. I can't. I can feel something, but I can't go there. So we must accept that, because the shadow government, they're afraid of that. They're afraid of chaos. They want to make order out of chaos, which you can make order. And that's also 11th house, 8th house learning process. Making order out of chaos. You can do that to a certain extent, because you can't control chaos. If you try to control chaos, chaos will destroy you, because you are asking for that, right? But I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. Let me wrap it up. Let me wrap it up.
I was thinking you're on fire today. You're on electric sparks all in your brain.
It is because I taking a rewinding time when Mars and Venus was in Leo. That happened as well, and now we have 3 planets in Scorpio. So I'm learning a lot because I have the Aquarius stellium, you know. So I need a heavy weight to balance my energies. Sun in Scorpio is not enough. I will oppose that shit. Sun in Leo is not enough. And I can make myself, I can talk myself out of those opportunities, right? So I need a balancing stellium. It's chasing me. I can't run from it. I can't. It's too heavy. It's real balance time right now. That's why I'm bringing so much things to the outside, because it's so many tarot cards inside of me. If I don't take it out, it will feel like a waste. Like sometimes I have 5 videos that I want to make. I have no time. I have no energy, and I feel sad about it. That's my tarot's moon. I feel sad because now I can share this with others. I can make profit, esoterically speaking, about these things. Por isso, I just received the message and I got distracted. So yeah, a lot of learning lessons happening right now with Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, Mars, Mercury, and Mars in Scorpio. Sun, Mercury, and Mars in Scorpio. What we need to learn to see the unseen. We need to accept that sometimes we can't see things, and that's the way to go about it. And we need to learn how to connect deeply with our teammates. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Something more to add on there?
I just want to say there is beauty in the unknown, and sometimes, sometimes the things that we don't know, it's okay that we don't know it. As much as we want to say, I even want to say maybe our ego wants to know absolutely everything, but it's also kind of just our curiosity, our natural kind of curiosity of wanting to know absolutely everything. It's like sometimes there is a beauty in the things that we do not know. You know, if we knew everything, there would be no curiosity to anything because we would already know. True. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, but and technically it's not possible to know everything because the universe is always expanding. So imagine I know everything right now. In the next second, there is some new spirits becoming aware of new shit. So I don't know everything now. There is something new already. So yeah, that's just a reminder for everybody out there.
That's actually something I always say about astrology. You know, one of the reasons why I love astrology is because no matter how much you study it, there's always something you're not going to know. You know, even if you just go into the different sectors, you know, just let's say you knew every single sector of astrology, mundane astrology, you know, Vedic astrology, you know, draconic astrology, like, you know, all of the types of astrology that there is. Have a look then at, you know, it just is constantly moving every single day, every single moment. There's something new coming up. Sometimes things that we've experienced before, but we haven't experienced it in the same space that we are in now. So it's always changing. There's always something new to learn, even in astrology as well.
Yeah. And just to finalize, Saturn and Jupiter squaring Scorpio, learning to know how to not know. Not be happy about it, like if I'm wrong, I don't want to be right. No, just sometimes you don't know something at the moment, or you need several lifetimes to learn something, and while you're learning it, be comfortable with not knowing. Be comfortable with the process of I don't know it right now because I can know it when I finish the process. And I think that's very important, especially for me, because and I'm learning that a lot, to have more faith, to believe in the universe for real, because I can think that, but really doing it, it's another talk. That's another thing. And I'm learning that as well, really connecting with everything around me, right? So, and let's see, right now, we already went through Sun, Mercury, and Mars in Scorpio. You already saw Venus in Saturn, Venus in Capricorn, and now we have Jupiter in Aquarius as well, conjuncting Saturn. What's your thoughts about that?
Well, look, I really liked when Jupiter went into Pisces, so I'd like that to hurry up and come back. That's my second house for me, so. It's almost there. We're so close. We're so close. I think it's let me see, the 28th of December. Jupiter will go back into Pisces. Yeah, so next month. So a little bit longer to go. But it's, you know what? It's not retrograding anymore, so I'm fucking happy about that. And look, Saturn, do you know what degree Saturn is at right now? Because
7, I believe.
it's where?
7.
7. So
degrees
it's
Aquarius.
coming in close. My rising, my Aquarius rising is at 10 degrees. So when Saturn went retrograde, it actually retrograded over my rising, and now it's coming back over. So, you know, I learned a lot about the Saturnian kind of values. I learned a lot about the heaviness of Saturn, and when it was going retrograde, it was, you know, there was some harshness there. There was a bit of harshness, and now I feel like now that it's going direct, I learned the lessons. You know, Saturn is all about lessons. I learned the lessons that I needed to learn in my personal life with the first house, with the rising sign, ascendant sign. And now I feel like now it's going forward. I'm going forward with what I learned, and I'm applying it to everything that I was going through when it was going retrograde. So then, if you want to add anything to that before I go on to Jupiter.
It was your personal experience? Because
it is my personal experience.
For me, it's basically, it went over through my stellium. So many things are still loading. Many things are still coming up to my awareness because it's very heavy. It's a whole amount of energy, and it comes all mixture, you know, so I have to sort that out really well before I express it. So go on.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that. I should probably honestly do the same, but you know, I'm a Leo. I've got to express it, you know.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
your way. That's your way. You are supposed to express it first than me, you know, because it's the fire. I need to organize it. You don't.
That's very true. You got a good point there. And then let's see, Jupiter in Aquarius. So yeah, so it went into Pisces and then it went retrograde, and it came back into Aquarius. And I think it's just expanding. I think there's more than this, but for me, the way I see it is like it's expanding this whole Aquarian energy that we've been going through, of course, with it just being an Aquarius, but also, you know, I think we can pretty much all agree that it is, you know, essentially the Aquarian age. We were talking about this before. Some people want to debate that, but I think at least within what we can see in the world, I would feel comfortable saying it's the Aquarian age. And I think that with Jupiter being here, it's really expanding on that, and it's bringing a lot of beneficial energy. We see a lot of constructs kind of been breaking down now, and you know, coming into this new world. I don't want to say like new Earth or anything like that, because it's still the same Earth as it's been. It's just the way. Like there's nothing new about it.
2,000 years ago.
Yeah, like this shit's been around for, you know, longer than I know my physical body's been around for.
Me too. Peter and Paul were the first New Agers.
Wait, what was that?
Peter and Paul were the first New Agers. First New Agents. And that makes me remind about Peter Pan. It's double P as well. Peter and Paul. Peter Pan. La La Land. You know, they just connected. That's Aquarius and Scorpio right there. Connecting directly to some hidden shit. Go on.
Facts. Yeah, so I feel like it's, I'm kind of just repeating myself now. Just the, you know, expansion.
Repeat
it. Yeah, bringing that expansion, bringing higher awareness, even, you know, quote unquote higher awareness, could also be deeper awareness. It's the same thing, really, depending on which angle you're looking at it from. And yeah, I think it's just bringing a lot of luck to our world, to, dare I say, I almost feel, I feel almost Masonic saying this, but the mission, you know, which is to create and expand a deeper / higher awareness. And I suppose, like, I like to see Capricorn as, you know, this old world, you know, the structure of the old world. The wild west. No, it's like, yeah, the old world. And then I see Aquarius as like the vines and the trees that come around the world, you know, the old cities, once the old sort of structures get broken down, and
the new life comes in.
The new life.
Great
Exactly.
vision.
Exactly.
I like that.
So that's kind of what I'm trying to say is just it's bringing a beneficial energy and an expansive energy to that new vision after these structures are being fucked off, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, because the world is not fucked up. Their world is fucked up.
Yeah,
What they show us is fucked up. But when I go outside, I just see a beautiful, bountiful world.
amen to
I
that.
don't see
Absolutely.
anything else. And that's Saturn for you. Do you have your own Saturn right there, your own crown,
Mhm.
or it's somebody else in somebody else's head?
Exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
right. So Jupiter in conjuncting Saturn right now. I got the Sun, but maybe it's because I have my Jupiter in Aquarius as well. That might be about myself. You know, I don't want to generalize this because my Sun is in Aquarius as well. So Saturn is conjuncting my Sun, my Jupiter. So I think this. I mean, and Aquarius is about the Sun as well. You know, it's about you being the Sun. It's not you worshiping the Sun like some Leos, not the lower octave Leos, and some Sun worshippers. No, you worship you the Sun. We, I'm a star. Everybody stars in the esoteric realm. We make a like Leo is the sun, and Aquarius is a constellation, a group of suns, a group of stars. So expand your own sun, expand your own individuality, so you can make part of a constellation, the right constellation for you. So that's the message that I personally want to bring to everybody else, because I've been doing that since I can remember. Like, for an example, don't let, especially now with the square with Scorpio, don't let others shame you because of your personal interests. Like, you might be a geek or a nerd. Like, I always enjoyed Pokemon. It started with the show and then with the games. I always enjoyed Pokemon. And in my class, I had the same class, the same group of people from the first grade to the ninth grade, 9 years, right?
Right.
And I had some friends there, they enjoyed Pokemon as well. But for some reason, everybody, or not everybody, but some people will joke with us. So, not because of me, but because of the others, we'll play Pokemon in secret, you know, which for me, it will make no sense. But I want to play with friends, I want to be connected, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
remember once I was playing with one friend and we were hiding because he was ashamed of playing Pokemon. And somebody else discovered us and he stopped playing Pokemon with me. And
Oh
that's
no.
that's weak. That's weak as fuck.
Yes.
That's weak as fuck. Do you enjoy Pokemon or not? Why you ashamed right now? What the fuck? What? You know? So
Yeah.
that's like an example right now. Don't let your desires, what you think others think it's weird, go away just because they're talking about it. No, that's bullshit. That's you being weak. Don't do that to
Exactly.
yourself right now. Expand what you really enjoy. Expand it in your desires so you can find the right constellation for yourself, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And it actually goes actually with the card that I pulled. I decided to pull a card as well in my
Hey,
Archangel Tarot deck. And I got the King of Raphael, right? And it's
indeed,
saying,
your power.
it literally says, follow your creative passions. You know, it's saying, don't be weak as fuck. Stand up
Don't be weak
for,
as
you know,
yeah,
if you have a
indeed.
passion, go for it. Trust yourself. Because when you trust yourself, you can accomplish anything. If you start to just put your trust 100% in others, you're always going to be following on with their weakness and their lostness and their, you know, you might be able to follow their light or whatever, but it's never going to be your light. You're always going to be standing in somebody else's
Indeed.
light.
Indeed. That's very important.
Yeah,
Indeed. There is no
straight
more
up.
to that's I will add no more weight to that. Then, just for us to catch up what we were saying, I pulled the card for Mars in Scorpio. It was the reversed Nine of Wands. So, in a way, we are seeing great visions for us to elevate ourselves and our spirituality, but it's still far away. We need to use our own energy to revert this in our own favor. It's not negative, it's just you got some work to do. It's like that. It's not against you, it's just far away from you, and we need to focus our passions and motivations, leave the frustrations aside, and go get those visions. Make those visions come true. They are in the spiritual realm. Let's make them on the real realm. All right?
Bring him up. Bring him up.
Let's get down to business.
Hey.
Down to business. It's
Integration time.
All right. Then let me pull a card real quick for Mercury in Aquarius, Mercury in Scorpio. Oh, there we go. It's too much water.
It's all the water.
It's too much water. Our mind is full of, for me it's good because I need that water. If you already have water and fire in your chart, you can be very confusing right now. It might be too much. My mind is feeling, what? My mind is to think, that's right. Clear your head up, burn some sage. Don't be the sage though. Or burn some sage, but be the sage as well. Not because if you think too much about burning sage, then when you die, you can go back and be a sage. No, be a sage right now. Be a sage right now. Not the sage, a sage. Not the sage.
Don't put your faith in your tools. Your tools are your tools.
Indeed. Even astrology. Even astrology.
And for that energy as well, for all this Scorpio energy we got going on, I got the Four of Raphael, which is the Four of Cups in traditional tarot, right? So accept it when it comes, you know. Don't be so flunked out in all of your little, you know, down here she's got all of her shells. Don't be so fucking flunked out in all of your little bits and pieces that you don't acknowledge the actual, you know, your goal, your dream.
That's very funny. It's like counting the shells and then the wave comes and takes the shells away.
She doesn't even realize that fucking Archangel Raphael's right behind her.
Because she's like, oh, my shells, my shells. Fuck that shit.
Fuck the shells, man. You own the whole beach.
My shells, my shells. Indeed, indeed. Then for Sun in Scorpio squaring Saturn, I got reversed Queen of Swords. So you got a lot of logical support. You got a team waiting for you, but you gotta go there. Or they are still looking at you like, oh, he's cool, but he doesn't want to really connect with the team. And you need to open up. You need to show up, glow up. Shout out to She's the Beast as well. To make this in your favor. You have to make yourself a part of the team so the team can support you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For that one, I got the Wheel of Fortune and the Four of Swords, both upright.
Oh. Indeed. Indeed.
You gotta go with it. You gotta go with it. The wheel to spin.
Communication. Make a shape and form so you can act. Because the Wheel of Fortune, it's like the Chariot card. It's Cancer. The Chariot needs some wheels to move. And the Wheel of Fortune in my deck is associated with Jupiter. And Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. And Cancer is associated with Chariot. Right?
Yeah.
So the Chariot needs the wheel to move on to create a new world. So if you don't give a shape and form to your thoughts and express it, you will not be able to move.
Yes.
And everybody will. The wheel will, but not you. You will get stuck in the 8th house if you don't open up. So open up, be more clear, be more light. It's time now.
Be more clear. I think something I want to just, if I could just elaborate a little bit more on that as well. I feel like, you know, understanding, because it's Mercury, understanding really what it is that you want to say. Go within and figure out exactly what you want to say, because with this in Scorpio, the weight of your words is going to be such an important thing. So if you don't really know what you're saying, but you're saying it anyway, it's still going to go ahead either way. So you got to know what the fuck you're saying.
And wheel some bullshit.
Exactly. Don't wheel some bullshit, all right? Wheel the good shit.
Use that 4 to make sense and be clear. So you can wheel some clear shit. You know what's coming. Don't be all in the dark. So then, Uranus in Taurus, squaring Saturn. That's a deep one. That's a
Where
deep one.
where is this happening? What house is this happening for you in?
Uranus in my 8th house and Saturn in my 5th. So I'm
Oh, wow.
learning how to show my unique desires and team up, or getting a team, reuniting a team that celebrates my weird, deep individuality. And
Teamwork
that's
makes
happening
the dream
right now.
work.
What?
Teamwork makes the dream
The
work.
dream work, yes, yes, indeed.
True that.
And how is it for you right now?
Well, Saturn is in my first house, and Uranus is in my fourth house currently.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
not personal about that heart space.
a lot of change going on over
Yeah,
here.
indeed, indeed. And we need to learn how to be unique in the world. The world is fucked up. You have to muzzle yourself. No, I'm an individual. I choose if I want to, right? You need to be. It's not because the world is changing that you should change. When you change, the world change. That's how it goes. Because
That's so
we
true.
make the world come true. And it's
Exactly.
Taurus. So we need to learn how to be fixed in your own way to receive value and still accept the changes in the world without sacrificing your individuality because of that. But still understand the world is changing, but maybe you don't need that change. Maybe you don't need to participate, but the world is changing. And you must
Create
know
your own
that.
change.
Yeah, create based on your own values. It's like you have a menu. You are a restaurant and you have a menu. The bread is $2, the clams are $15, and you don't change that because something outside. No, your business, it's your restaurant. You don't they don't change the price, you change the price. Things like that.
Yeah.
Maintain your own value.
Exactly. Maintain that motherfucker.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, because it's in Taurus in my 8th house, it's taking a lot of time for the card to come out.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'll elaborate on my card that I got for Uranus in Taurus, which, I mean, this hits home personally for me very, very much, but I won't relate it to myself. I got the Three of Gabriel, which is the Three of Wands, you know. This is, you know, planning for that change, you know, understanding that, yes, there is change coming because you create that change. And we're always changing. We're infinitely changing. Even if you try not to change, you're still changing within that. You can't escape it, motherfuckers. All right. So you got to make sure that you have the plan. If we're talking about Saturn, we're talking about planning. So if you want to have that change occur and you want it to be beneficial to you, make sure that you have that plan so you can go out and you can, you know, your future self, you know, which doesn't exist yet, but also kind of does. Fucking paradox. You got to just go out and create those steps, those next steps to get to where you need to go.
By the way, just a quick touch on that paradox. That's a fake paradox, because sometimes they create paradoxes for us to get confused. Because that thing about timelines, switching timelines, your future self, that's half true. That's not completely true, because you can change timelines like they say it on the spiritual community. When you change your thought, you change the timeline. It's not like, oh, I'm in a different reality right now. No, you bring that timeline here. It's not, oh, I changed. We live in a different world. Because I've seen some videos like that, especially when I started my spiritual journey. It's like, oh, I wake up in a different reality. And it doesn't really work like that, because we create the reality. So if we don't agree with that change ain't gonna happen. And our future self, it exists in our visions. It doesn't really exist. And some people think it already exists, and if you die right now, or because that happens a lot in movies and in shows. That's why the confusion comes in. And I just
like Back to the Future kind of shit.
Yeah, that's not real. You know, and that's very confusing. That's very confusing to our mind. You know, so I just want to clear that up.
I appreciate that.
If anybody else believes in that, I'm not against you. I'm against the spirit that do you believe in something that's not entirely true,
No, I
right?
agree with what you say, especially where you say, you know, there's certain people who they say they wake up and they are suddenly in a different reality. Well, where did that reality form from? Did like
Exactly.
what happened? Did something formulate within you first to make that change? It would have had to. You know, things don't just come out of fucking nowhere. They always come from somewhere. There's always a spirit that forms it into something that is physical. So, no, thank you for clearing that up.
No, thank you. But I just put a card here, but it came back to the deck. I
Oh,
subconsciously put that card back into the deck, so it's not the right card. Because then I have a crystal here, it fell onto the ground, and
yeah.
while I was picking it up and talking with you, I subconsciously put that card back into the deck.
Ooh.
So it didn't want to come out.
Was it meant to see the light of day?
No. Oh, no, it came back.
Hey!
I swear it came back. It's that one. Reversed as well. Reversed as well. It just
Dang.
wants attention to itself. It's just
Mm-hmm.
because it's the Six of Wands. So with Uranus in Taurus, we can pay too much attention to somebody else's visions instead of our own visions. We can pay too much attention to how somebody else feels. No, no, no. Pay attention, reverse this, and make this about yourself. Pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to your visions. Pay attention to your creativity, not to others' creativity, all right? Well, it was so funny because I really wasn't aware that hi Nazi, we still need to play some Pokemon, Nazi. You want to running away from our battle? Come on.
He's coming in with fighting words today, man.
Not today, always. I just feel,
Oh,
I feel a bit more comfortable right now because I'm learning that water element from Scorpio, you know.
mm-hmm.
But it was like I really wasn't aware that the card was back into the deck. It was very interesting moment. So Pluto in Capricorn, fatal attracting Saturn as well, and that's deep. That's really deep. What you
Real
gotta
deep.
say about that?
Ooh, break these structures apart, motherfucker.
Yeah,
I'm ready
let's
for
go.
it. Like that's all I'm seeing for this is breaking these motherfucking structures apart, destroying all of that sort of shit. But you know what? It's also rebirth. It's also creation. You know, birth is a creation of something. Destruction is a creation of something. So it's what are you destroying? You know, when you break one structure, you turn it into another structure. What is that structure? You know? And I believe, you know, we all have our free will, we all have our free choice. So you can turn it into whatever you want it to be.
Indeed.
Actually, a lot of people in this world, they think, oh, because we're having this destruction of these structures, you know, that have been built up around us, that this means that we're going to have, you know, all this, you know, death in a physical sense and destruction in a war sense. And it's like, well, what are you manifesting? Is that what you want? Because if you're putting your mind onto that constantly, that is what you're going to manifest. So take that manifestation, take that visualization, take that knowledge into your own hands and create what you want. Like if you want the structure of whatever it is, whether it's this fucking world, whether it's something within your own life, whatever, if you want to destroy that, that is a death in itself, but then there is a rebirth there as well. What do you want it to be rebirthed into? Question mark.
Indeed.
That's my question
That's
for
it.
everyone.
And I got the Eight of Pentacles. Break those cycles, those loopity loops in reality.
Yeah.
It's really just what you were saying because that burns deep. That burns
Destroy
deep. Because it's right on the other side of Saturn. So we are seeing that internal death, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but it's happening in the world as well. So while Pluto does not go into Aquarius, we still have time to build an internal fortress. Because when Pluto goes into Aquarius, the things being done now in the dark will come to the light. Like we know that people getting in the extra booster scenes, speedboat, PS5, they will start to feel a bit sleepy, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they will want to go underground maybe to sleep a little bit. But when Pluto goes into Aquarius, that will be like, oh, we we told you that. Don't you remember? We told you. And people be like, no, you tricked me. No, no, no. Me, Archangel, Dario, the Soul Group, we told you guys. We
Mm-hmm.
told you. And they told you. And because they use a lot of air energy, something that I do personally sometimes, that it's like, oh, they can see it. You know somebody is not as clear as you. They're not seeing something that you are seeing. But because you are an air sign, you think everybody sees the same as you. So you'll be like, oh, if I can see that, they can see that as well. So I don't need to tell them shit. And then some shit happens, and and you'll be like, so you saw it, you know it was true. While you had the opportunity to say something to them, you didn't. And now you're like, oh, but everybody can see that. They're gonna do something like that. They're gonna be like, oh, it's out in the open. So you could,
The
it
trickery
was,
spirit.
yeah, it is. So it's time to be really real right now. It's time to
Mm-hmm.
be really real right now. Okay? Because when
Exactly.
Pluto goes into Aquarius, there is no turning back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everything that is being done right now, that it's like conspiracy theory, it will be a fact when the closest Pluto gets into Aquarius, the more conspiracy theories will turn facts, because that happened as well last year
Oh yeah,
when people
100%.
were talking about the passports to fly into your body. That was a conspiracy theory. Now it's real. That's a great example. That's a great example. 1 year ago, it was a conspiracy theory. Now it's happening, right? And the same will happen. And we're gonna see that mirroring even more obvious, even more obvious, even more
Mm-hmm.
obvious. Okay. So if you don't know that right now, start doing it right now. It's for your own benefit, because there are some deep shit that they are only scary because they are deep. If you bring them to the light, they ain't scary no more. And they actually lose their power. Parasites need to be in the dark. When
Yeah.
parasites are brought out into the light, they can't survive anymore. All right, so
Exactly. Exactly.
do
And
that for
just to add
yourself.
on to that as well, going back to this whole trickery spirit, right? We are our own sovereign beings. So if you claim that within yourself, you are a sovereign being, you are your own spaceship, you are, you're your own being, right? Nothing can attach onto you. Any dark spirits, any demonic spirits, they cannot attach onto you and leech onto you, right? So you have to keep that in mind. If something is happening to you right now, if you're not able to um, travel where you want to go, if you're not able to fucking do all these things, people are forcing you to do something, it's because you're allowing them to do that
Yeah,
to you, okay? Like demons, all right? Demons, they need consent to
indeed,
latch onto you or to
indeed.
possess you, okay? If you say no, they can't do it. And this is how this whole, the shadow government or this shadow
Yeah,
energy kind of tries to get you, is not actually by making you do anything. They're not forcing you to do anything, but they make it seem like you have to give up your rights and you have to give them
yeah,
your consent and you give them your choices.
indeed.
That's how they attach to you. So don't believe it. It's trickery spirit.
Yeah. And I just remembered an episode from Adventure Time.
Mm-hmm.
Have you watched Adventure Time?
Absolutely, I have.
Absolutely. And there is an episode where the king of vampires come back,
Mm-hmm.
right? But there is one vampire that is old school vampire, and he needs permission to enter the house,
Yes.
you know? And if he enters the house without permission, he dies. And that's exactly how they do things. They
Mm-hmm.
need your permission to enter your house, to enter your space, and to suck you dry. If you give no permission, they can touch you. That's a great example, right?
Absolutely.
So then, Neptune also fatal attracting Saturn. Neptune in Pisces. How are we fixing our dreams into reality? How are we bringing, with the Three of Wands, getting awareness of our spirituality, but how are
Mm-hmm.
we bringing our dreams into reality? How are we bringing spirits from other systems into this system. How? How you think it's the best way for us to do that?
Well, look, it's Pisces, so
Yeah, it's Pisces.
it's in its, its home sign. So you know what? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna let you all get flunked out a little bit right now, but with purpose,
Yeah,
get
with
into your
purpose.
visualizations, see the colors, whatever, do what you need to do, get into your waters, get into your spaces a little bit, and manifest the things that aren't really quite physical right now. Even though we're talking about Saturn, this is the opposite energy to that. You don't need a structure when Neptune is in Pisces. Just you have the vision, you have the dream. All right, cool.
Yeah, that's
Manifest
the
it.
structure. It's not
Then,
like you
yeah,
don't need a structure. That's the structure in
that
itself.
is the structure. Good point. Thank you.
Because it's after Aquarius, so the structure is already created. It just needs
Yeah.
the purpose, that water, the higher purpose, Because
Facts.
like Capricorn is the foundation, the building. Aquarius is the people working in the building, and the Aquarius is the Pisces is the ultimate goal. Why so many people in that building working their asses off? Why? That's Neptune in Pisces. The whole goal. Why are you building? Why are you creating a team? What dream? That's a question for you for everybody to answer personally. What dream are you building here? Right?
Yeah.
Because with Neptune in Pisces, all dreams have a doorway here. And I got the Seven of Swords, separating from old thoughts, separating from old perspectives. What was normal yesterday is not normal today. It's not new normal shit. New normal doesn't make sense. Because normal is something that is always here. So that can't be new. Because new was never here before. New normal doesn't even make sense. And they're always using that expression. But that's not real. That's not a correct conjugation of words. I'm going into my Aquarius literature. God damn it, you know the word.
You said it perfectly.
Yeah. I do? Okay. So new normal, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't go to, that is not real, right? But they are using Neptune in Pisces to make you believe in such thing can be real. It is not. It is indeed lacking structure, right? And for everybody out there that they think Pisces is crazy, it's just because they can't keep up. There is lower octave Pisces. They're not even crazy. They're just in La La Land. They're just over there on the psychic world. Inside themselves. They can come up. My shells.
My shell.
In the desert.
I feel that. I've been there. I know what that's like.
But the higher octave Pisces, they know that if you think I'm crazy, that's not bad. You just can't relate with me. But Pisces sometimes get mad because Venus is exalted. So you can't relate with me. What? That's unacceptable. Or I'm unacceptable. Or my vision. Because if Venus is not exalted, Pisces starts to get slowly dry and unmotivated and
a floppy face upon the sand. It's like, get me back in the water, get me back in the water.
But it's very cute though. It's very cute because it's that Neptune and Venus energy.
You want to help it. You're like, let me scoop you back up and throw you back in.
Pick yourself up, Pisces. Pick yourself up into the water. But that's it. The Pisces are not really crazy. Like Geminis, it's like they know they are not crazy, but they make you think they're crazy so they can enjoy that.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, I know I'm an air sign. I can't be crazy. But you ain't an air sign. Let me make you think I'm crazy.
For my own entertainment.
Geminis, they need a whole zodiac wheel. Like, Geminis can have 12 parts of themselves. That's a whole nother zodiac wheel for Geminis. Virgos, you just too real. Believe in the spirit and you are right. Sagittarius, you the really crazy ones. They don't know it. They don't know it. But it is. Because they're in their feelings, but they run away from their feelings.
Yeah.
They think they're Aquarius, but they need to be in a group. They need to be in a cult, in a religion. But they think they're Aquarius, right? They think this. I already said that, but it's so funny because I've been realizing that Sagittarius, they're really crazy. They think Pisces are crazy, but the Sagittarius talk the ass off out of Pisces about their bullshit, and then they say Pisces is crazy. No, Pisces looks crazy because they are receiving your crazy shit, Sagittarius. You know. But I need you, Sagittarius. I need your faith. I need your fire. I need it. I need
the purpose for everything and everyone.
Indeed. Because if Sag energy did not exist, I would be crazy in my Aquarius energy. You better believe it. I need that spiritual thrive. That spiritual thrive. And lastly but not least, the moon is in Aquarius, is in Pisces right now.
Yes.
And now we are going to talk about the moon, and enter the rewind part of our SaturnCast. Because the moon was in Capricorn, Monday and Tuesday, Monday and Mars Day. The moon was in Aquarius, roughly in Mercury Day and Jupiter Day. And the moon is in Pisces, in Venus Day, and right now in Saturn Day. So we can connect the whole week through the moon right now, okay? But let's focus on the present. Moon in Pisces, Saturn in Aquarius. What is going on, Arch the Angel?
Esoteric Weather Channel. All right, over here we have the Pisces.
Yeah, that's cool. Some rain.
Definitely some rain, some esoteric rain. I like to see Pisces is almost like a miraculous sign. It's like spontaneous, not spontaneous combustion, just like spontaneously popping up, you know. You never know what's going to happen when the moon is in Pisces, you know.
Indeed.
There can be some magical shit going on. And with it being on Saturn Day as well, it actually could be grounded in a physical sense, in a structure. So keep your mind open for that. Also be aware of what you're creating when the moon is in Pisces as well.
Indeed. That's very important.
Ultra important. We can often get fucking flunked out, or we can go up in la la land and everything like that when the moon is in Pisces. But understand, especially, you know, we're talking about Saturn, understand how to, you know, actually utilize that. You know, Saturn is often about utilizing whatever you have in your, you know, utilizing the cards, utilizing the phone to do, you know, the live streams, for example, utilization. So how are you going to utilize the manifestation energy, the instant miracle energy of Pisces?
Indeed.
Utilize.
How? In the real world, right now, you don't need to meditate, you don't need to ponder right now. Make sense out of it right now. And
I want a 300-word essay on my desk. I want a 300-word essay on my desk by tomorrow on how are you going to utilize the moon in Pisces energy.
Damn. I cannot deliver that in time.
I don't think I could either.
Or it will be over 300 words. Either I can't make it, or it will be more than 300 words. Because then, when I start channeling that energy, I can't stop. I see too much. I see too much. But I got the flip in the deck is judgment. You judging yourself too hard, forcing yourself to transform, can make you look like the bad guy, and you're not the bad guy.
No.
So don't be too harsh when judging yourself. There is no need, because Pisces I see the 12 house like in the 12th house, you see every other house. It's like you're about to die and your life passes through the front of your eyes. So 12th house is about accepting all the other houses, accepting all the parts within you. So don't judge yourself too hard. Okay? Don't make it too harsh. Make it more Libra, more justice. Not judgment, more justice. It's different.
True that. You may feel like, you know, I got the page of Michael, so it's like you may feel like you're not, and I got the Chariot as well, so you might feel like you're not, you know, there yet. You know, the page is quite a new energy, but it's not like you're a 2 or a 3 or a 4. You're a fucking page. You're still, you know, very knowledgeable in the area that you're at. So, you know, understand that you have what it, you know, whatever it takes. Like all you need is yourself to make it. That's all you need to go forward into it. And then you can go forward into fucking who knows what. The possibilities are infinite.
Indeed. You the source.
You're the source.
And I
straight
got
up.
Uranus, the full 0. You can be any number. You can be any shape or form you want. And it's telling us we are beginning a new cycle. We can start a new, we can create a new dream. So when the moon goes into Aries and then full moon in Taurus, we have to go through that right now, right?
So excited.
But we are starting the new cycle right now with the moon in Pisces, because we can evaluate the past cycle and decide, I want to continue on that and I want to separate from that. Okay.
Plug my phone in.
Okay. So now we have 2 paths to go, 2 last stops on our SaturnCast for today. It's been amazing until right now. Thank you very much, everybody watching. Thank you, Arch, for being here with me, by the way. So we can go to the past or we can go to the future. Which one you want to go first?
I mean, I think that we should visit the past first, because I don't want to go back to the future.
Yeah, indeed. Fuck that shit, yeah. No back to the future. No.
Nah,
okay.
None of that.
So, how was Moon Day for you? How if you did use or if you remember some Saturn energy on Moon Day, how it was for you?
Moon Day. I don't. Hold on. What day was this? Obviously Moon Day, but
yes, the moon was in Cap. It was your moon return.
My moon return. There we go. Oh, okay. Yep, I remember. I was actually born on a moon day, just by the way, July 29th.
Real shit.
Yep. So Moon Day is the day that I do like. So I was out and about on Moon Day. Actually, I was out and about. I was out with my friends. I was on vacation, like I said.
Hey, vacay.
And gang, and exactly. And when I was there, I was actually when the moon went into Capricorn, because one of the people that I was with there at their house on vacation, we actually started working. We were like, okay, hold on. So the vacation's over. The moon's in Capricorn. Let's do some fucking work. So we sat down and we were there until 12:30 a.m. Just working out the business, all the behind stuff, you know, making lists, doing what we need to do, figuring out, sorting it all out before I left and went back to my house. So that's what I did on there. Okay. What did you do?
It was very internal because Capricorn is in my 4th house, so the moon was passing through my 4th house. It was very, I just remember the feeling of it right below my solar plexus. It's not even in my sacral chakra. It's right below my solar plexus because it's the internal part of my solar plexus as well. So I was very internal, very, very, very internal. But because Saturn is in Aquarius, I was able to sustain myself and make sense out of it. I remember me and Daria were talking a lot on that Moon Day about internal changes, about fears that we had that we don't have anymore, about how we healed ourselves. And I know that was on Thursday. Me and Daria were so much in our Aquarius mood. we were cursing everything out. Fuck that shit, fuck that
Yes.
shit, fuck that shit. You know,
Get those demons
that
gone.
shit over there, that bitch over there, you know. But that was on Thursday. That was on Thursday, you know. On Monday, we were more internal. We were working outside. Me and Daria are building literally a project right now. No, we are reinforcing it. We already built it. Then, when the new moon in Scorpio happened, we had huge wind here, huge wind. So many, so it is trees fell, some constructions fell down,
Yeah.
and our project, some weaker parts went with the wind. So
Oh my
now
goodness.
we are making it stronger. We are rebuilding it. We are like more in the Virgo process,
Yeah.
finishing up things, making sure it's strong. Because now we are spending a lot of time doing little things, but they need to be very precise. So that Monday, it was us knowing on this week, when we work on this project, will be like that. Slow, precise, not exciting, but we need to go through it, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't really remember because it was very internal, but because the moon was also training my moon, it was a huge lesson how to be comfortable while working.
Right.
In that way, I can bring out more, but it does that way. Then Mars Day, Mars Day. Mm, 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 mm. I can't remember Mars Day.
Yeah, I can't fucking remember Mars Day either.
Me neither.
Fuck Mars Day.
Yeah, fuck that shit. Okay. Wednesday was deep, 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 especially for me, because all that Scorpio energy comes to my mind. So normally I'm not very aware of it. The only water placement I have is my South Node in Pisces, which is a cusp with Aries, right? So it's not even water in itself, it's steam. So when Mercury is in water, all of that comes into my awareness, right? So I was fucking deep. I remember me and Daria were exactly in this room having some deep conversations, you know, talking about, I was expressing a lot, some frustrations from the past, some like, because I was very attached to my friends, and how my Taurus moon being closed off to certain shit didn't allow me to manifest some bullshit. I also was revealing some shallow sides of myself. Like I don't hate any of my old friends, but I'm just being very honest here. And I don't do that anymore. But I would like, in the past, I would like to see an old friend just to see that I'm in a better position than them. And that's stupid. That's fucking demon thoughts, right? So in that Mercury day, I was like, what the fuck I was thinking about? That ain't what I want to manifest. That makes no sense, right? So it was kind of that, like, I have a shadow there. God damn, I thought it was cool over there as well. They don't stop coming. So many shadows. Then it was like, you know, let me hug them. It was like Moon Day, but more logical. It was Moon Day, but I was way more aware of them, because in my script, I wrote that Moon Day and Wednesday were deep, very deep, but Mercury Day seemed more deep because I was more aware of it.
Right. Right. Well, I actually appreciate your honesty there, because a lot of people, you know, not to compare, but just to explain, you know, they don't want to talk about their shadow stuff because they feel like it's gonna, you know, maybe make them not look so good or be perceived in a certain way and stuff like that. And it takes a lot of actually courage to bring that up and bring that to the light so that, you know, we can actually learn from it as well. So I appreciate you saying that, because we all got shadow selves.
Yeah.
We've all been in places where, you know, we are not anymore, and it's important to acknowledge those places within
Indeed.
us. We can know not to go back there ever in the past, and we can actually help people, you know, who maybe are still going through that, to
Yeah, that's right.
lift them up, so to speak, you know, or get them into a better knowledge of, you know, how to utilize their energies. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I appreciate that from you. Thank you. Your sun placement, your sun conjuncting Lilith makes it easier to express that as well.
Yes. Yes.
It's like you can already feel while you're expressing, you can already feel the healing. That embarrassment or fear to be seen in a certain light, it starts to disappear right away. So thank you as well. Thank you as
You're
well.
so welcome. You're so welcome. I've
Appreciation.
got shadows too, man. Like we all do. Like, you know, as a Lilith conjunct sun, I embodied that shit. You know, very much so. That was a big part of my life personally. And I'm not going to go into all that right now because that'll get us too deep. You know what I mean? But no, I understand. So there should never be any shame like around that. You know, everybody can resurrect themselves and recreate themselves. It's that scorpionic energy as well. You know, you go through the death, which is the transformation, and then you create your new self. You go through that rebirth energy. So yeah, you have to die to be reborn. You know what I mean?
And how was your Mercury day?
Mercury day, I don't know, man. This whole week pretty
Yeah.
whole week has been
Me too, because I was so much into my routine. Like every day I recorded and I streamed. I think every day I did a reading.
Yeah.
At least one card reading, because right now I've been more focusing on my gaming channel because that's a new thing. So I need to take care of the baby. The baby needs more care than the older brother, right? I've been put some more readings to the side. On Thursday, I made a huge ass reading. I was expecting the reading to be like half an hour. Yeah. It was a 12th house reading, but it was almost 2 hours. So we can jump to Thursday right away, because it was very expensive for me. Me and Dari weren't traveling. We were gathering some resources. Wait, because either Mercury day or Jupiter day, I broke a limit with my Saturn in Aries, because there was a problem going on with my bank account. I wanted to buy something. I had the money for it, but I couldn't do the transaction for no reason. No, it wasn't my bank. It wasn't the service receiving the money. It didn't work for no reason. But then sometimes it would work, but not with the amount that I needed to pay, you know? And that happened through the whole weekend, Moon Day, Mars Day. And every time I was like, no. I was frustrated, Saturn in Aries. Then it's like, no. That's how I manifest this shit. Realizing that I have Saturn in Aries, and I will not be used by it. I will use it. So I maintain my ground. Daria helped me on that aspect. Chill the fuck out. And then, either on Mercury Day, I think it was on Mercury Day, first thing in the morning, I tried to do that transaction. Boom, it worked right away. And then it was so easy. I got happy, but I didn't got excited, because I went through that vision so much time with my Saturn in Aries. I spent so much time in that vision. It was normal already, you know. So I think it was on Wednesday, on Mercury Day, that was very important, because I was very frustrated. It was taking a lot of time for me to do that transaction. Yeah. And then it went right in, you know. Or it was on Moon Day, because both of them were very deep, so they are kind of the same in my perspective. But it was one of those days that I broke a limit, and it was so powerful. I broke that shit, because it made no sense. There was no real reason for that limit to be happening. It was me manifesting that shit, you know. And I passed through it. It was Mars Day. What? I'm scattered as fuck with this Pisces. It was Mars Day, Dario. For sure. Okay. It was Mars Day then.
Shout out to Daria.
You should,
Well,
Daria. You should, Daria. You should. I don't know.
well,
So
Jupiter
yeah,
Day for me was good. That's a day that I actually can remember. I can't remember the fucking rest of them, but I can remember Jupiter
it's
Day
like that for me
because
too. It's
it's
like
really
Jupiter
like
Day.
that at the moment.
I feel very much. The other day,
Yeah,
it's like I just feel the Scorpio season. It's alright.
exactly. We're not in Virgo season. We don't need to keep up with this shit, you know. But Jupiter Day was good for me because I realized on the day I was like, hold on, it's Jupiter Day. I need to do something because I started off the day, I wasn't really doing anything that I would see as productive because, you know, I came home from, you know, being away
Yeah.
from my home for 8 days. I felt like I really just needed to get back into
Hmm.
myself again.
To the roots.
You know, Aquarius rising, you know, after we've been out and been around all the people, we need to get back and, you know, get back to ourselves, figure out ourselves a little bit first before we're able to get back out and come back into the surroundings. Now on Jupiter Day, that was the day that clicked again, and I was like, holy shit, it's Jupiter Day. So whatever I'm doing today is going to expand, it's going to magnify. I need to do something that's going to be beneficial to me. So I put on some music and I was rapping and I was singing and
Yeah.
I was utilizing my energy for something that I'm passionate about so that that energy could expand, you know, in the esoteric and yeah, benefit me basically. Um, and then yesterday, Venus Day, uh, I think I did my hair. I think now that I
And
think about it, I think I dyed my hair, which
I
makes a
like
lot
it.
of sense.
So, my Thursday was about traveling and expanding, buying materials for creativity and traveling. Then I had the most energy throughout the whole week. I did that huge ass reading. I recorded uh, 3 or 4 episodes for my gaming channel. I played
Hmm.
with the SoulGroup team and Daria. I I was working on some paintings, or it was, I don't know. I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. I barely ate. I was eating some snacks here and there. You know,
Hmm.
I had no time to waste. We were expanding a lot. Then yesterday, me and Daria bought a huge ass pizza. We were working on our buildings or on our structure for you. Then we went. We bought a huge ass pizza. We
Fabulous.
ate that. It was great healing. Daria was transforming a little bit from the Scorpio new moon. That
Yeah.
pizza was such great healing for both of us. It was huge. I'm still full of yesterday. It was because we have one pizzeria here. They made pizzas with 50 centimeters diameter. It's
Oh,
huge
wow.
pizza, huge, huge. But for Avatar's moon, you know, it's cool.
Yeah, that's massive. So I got a 30 centimeter ruler here. I'm just thinking,
Yeah,
okay, it's
it's
a
bigger
big
than
pizza.
that. You imagine that? And me
That's
and Daniel,
crazy.
we just ravaging the pizza. We're just eating that so good, eating that shit,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. And you know, maybe I'm exaggerating because I'm Avatar's moon. I enjoy deeply that. And then one important thing, we stopped watching things while we eat because we would watch a lot of anime or YouTube videos while we were eating, and we
Hmm.
stopped doing that. It was very natural. It was not like, oh, let's stop doing that. We just did it,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm watching an episode of myself. You know, just so
Right.
many thoughts and many experiences, and that moment was very powerful yesterday. And actually, this week I had great spiritual videos because I had a video that connected to a painting, to not a painting, to a collection, which is the Phoenix egg. I don't know if you checked out that video yet. That thought inspired the video and some paintings, which I'm still working on. That's amazing. And yesterday was about relating, being comfortable. Um, I recorded as well. I played with Daria and the SoulGroup.
Well,
But
you're ruled by Venus, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
I
your
think I
day,
did
pretty much.
something else. But did we do more? Because I feel something there that it's more relevant.
Right.
Maybe because I'm ruled by Venus. my chart
Chart is
is
ruled
ruled
by
by
Venus.
Venus.
Yeah.
And Venus is in Cap. Venus is in my 4th house. I was very comfortable in the house. We were cleaning as well, organizing the space a little bit.
Well, that's very Capricorn as well, and very Venusian too, because Venus
And I
likes.
think I did that internally as well. I was always clearing my
Ah,
space internally. Like,
yeah.
no, but there is something that I want to be aware that I'm not able right now. But it's going to take some time because Taurus and Aquarius take some time to come there. It will come
Yeah.
there eventually. And then I went to bed at like 3 a.m., like 4 a.m. And right now I woke up at 9 a.m. Full of energy though, because it's something that I want to do. It's not some working for somebody else to get rich. I hate that shit. Yeah, me and Dario, yesterday we were talking about that. Working for ourselves. How important that is, you know?
Absolutely,
yeah. Relationship wise, we were talking about our relationship as well. We were cleaning our relationship. We were cleaning some spider webs. Because I remember, I can imagine me and Daria talking face to face, but I can't remember what we were talking. I just remember the feeling. Because Daria is at Pisces Sun, so it's that a lot about that feeling, right?
Yeah, beautiful.
And now we're here on Saturn Day, on our SaturnCast. And before we continue, I really need to go to the bathroom. 1 second.
Absolutely.
You
All
can
good.
entertain Leo, Sun, entertain the guys, please.
All right. I'll entertain everyone over here. All right. Let me take my phone off charge. I don't think I need it on charge anymore. All right. Saturn Day. Let's do a little reading for everyone in here. While Cloud Surfer goes and surfs the bathroom. All right. Let's see what we got. So for the week ahead, right? So we've got, let's talk about the planets too, right? So I've got my little astro calendar down here, right? So we had the new moon in Scorpio the day after Venus went into Capricorn, on the same day that Mercury went into Scorpio as well. Now I've got it written down here. There's actually a full moon partial lunar eclipse, 27 degrees of Taurus, which the last full moon was at 27 degrees Aries. So we're kind of grounding now. It's more of a grounded energy. Have a look in your chart where it is. I know for me it's my 4th house, so I'm sure I'll see a lot more changes. You know, Uranus is already in my 4th house, so Uranus is, you know, the planet of change. So I've been seeing a lot of changes within my home environment sort of thing. And I'm sure that I will see more of that with this full moon, perhaps a completion of this when it's full moon in fucking Taurus. All right, we got 3 cards. Okay. We got King of Raphael, which is a card we actually got before as well. So, you know, trusting in yourself, trusting in your dreams, trusting in your visions. Right now with Venus in Capricorn, it's like you can accomplish a lot of things at once. You might have that energy more so. You're a bit more organized within your spirit, so therefore you're able to be more organized, you know, in the external world as well. And also, this card also talks about following your creative passions. So if you have a goal, if you have a dream, if you have a vision, being able to actually put it into the, you know, physical fucking world, you know, bringing it in, making it tangible. With the Justice card as well, you know, this is bringing balance, this is bringing fairness into our, this could be our relationships, this could be our life, this could be, honestly am also getting like a genuine physical sense. I'm feeling a lot of like physical energy, I think, because of Venus being in Capricorn, and I have a lot of Capricorn energy, and there's a lot of Saturnian energy right now going on. I mean, that's the reason why we're doing this whole fucking thing. So this could literally be in a very literal sense. You know, if you're in the court system or something like that right now, you might see a turn of events, or it literally just could be, you know, getting justice for the past situations that you've been through. If you've been through a lot of darkness, you know, Scorpio 8th house kind of darkness, this is the balancing out of that, and finally you coming into a more balanced energy, okay? The world working within your favor, justice working in your favor. And then the last card as well, we got 10 of Gabriel. So this is kind of working too much as well, all right? I know Venus is in Capricorn right now, so we kind of do want to work right now, but it's also understanding that, you know, even with Venus in Capricorn, even with Saturnian energy, you can get burnt out as well. This is why, you know, we were talking about before, it's like you got to go back. Hey, welcome back, welcome back. You got to go back into yourself, you know, to be able to recharge. So that's kind of that energy as well. You know, don't be doing all the work. Let's say that you're in a housing environment. Let's say, like, you know, you're feeling all this Saturn energy, and you just want to go and, you know, you want to do the dishes, clean the floors, do everything, clean everything, because you're just in that energy. But is it really fair? You know, are other people really pulling their weight? Maybe you need to ask as well for other people to pull their weight too. So that's what I've got. I just did a 3-card reading for everybody. I just broke it down a little bit. So, you know.
Thank you. Okay,
Welcome.
I'm back. I'm lighter.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
I was very I thought I could hang on until the end. No.
Yeah. No.
It was too much. Okay, in these Saturn days, but you are almost ending your Saturn day. I'm starting though, so you can talk about your Saturn day if you want.
I've got 5 more minutes till Saturn day ends, and we're into Saturn.
Let's go.
Literally.
Let's go.
Let's go. Saturn day has been good, you know. I did learn though, Saturn did kick my ass a little bit before, because I was procrastinating a little bit, you know. I was like, oh, I need to get ready, but no, I've still got a few hours, you know. I'm all good. Good, you know. You know, Saturn is kind of like, you know what, when you know you got to do something, go and do it. You know, why are you waiting? Why are you procrastinating? Hey.
Hey. From Saturn.
And that's so cool. And you know what I find really interesting too? And I kind of thought about this when I was getting ready as well, because I realized I was choosing all black to wear, all black. Yeah. And I wonder if he's going to wear all black as well. Yeah. And there you are. So that's very interesting. Yeah. But yeah, that's something that I learned today was, you know, when you have the time, utilize the time. Don't procrastinate and wait till the last minute.
Yes.
You know,
that's so important to me with my Taurus moon, because I need to be comfortable, and then a month goes by and I'm not comfortable yet. What the fuck? Just do it.
Yeah, but you'll never be comfortable.
Especially when Mars and Venus were both in Leo, and the Sun as well. Or no, because Mars and Venus in Leo at the same time. Venus was because Venus is so far ahead. Maybe Venus was retro. I think no, it's true. I mean,
they were together.
I was learning huge lessons about following my intuition, especially playing Pokemon, because I have different content on my gaming channel. I have a Magic the Gathering pack opening. I have Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I have Pokemon VGC. I have Pokemon Unite. And Pokemon VGC is the classical format where it's the normal Pokemon games, and I'm playing online. But there is many possibilities. Like they can have the same Pokemon as you, but many things can be different. So I really need to rely on my intuition. And I was feeling something and I was not doing, and I was losing every single game because I wasn't doing it. I wasn't following my intuition. Why? I was aware of it, you know, and I was learning from that Scorpio and my Aquarius energy and the Scorpio energy in the sky. I was learning, trust your intuition right now. You don't need to get comfortable. Right now.
That's a really good question. Is why don't we follow our intuition? Like when we know every fucking time our intuition is on point, why do we ever doubt it?
Because you lost in the left brain. Because I spent 12 plus 2 years. I went to college, then I dropped out.
Yeah.
So I spent 14 years in school, and I have 24. So only 10 years of my life were not in school. And since I was like 6 or 7 months, I was in kindergarten, learning some bullshit as well.
Yeah.
So all our life, we don't have time and space for our intuition.
Yeah.
And if I spend 20 years in school, then I need to spend at least 10 out of school to really, but really be aware of my intuition. Because that's why I don't eat meat. I like meat. I just don't eat meat because I spent 22 years eating meat almost every day. So
Yeah.
I need at least 5, 6, 7 years without eating meat to really achieve a balance point, because I'm all about balance. I'm very extreme as well, but I'm all about balance, you know? And our intuition still doesn't have enough time to be outside, because we hear it clearly, but we cannot yet bring it outside because we were in school, because we needed to study for the tests. You know, we needed to make sure you know something. You can just rely on your own intelligence. You can just rely on your own thoughts, because you need to know what the books tell you. You need to know that. You don't know yourself. That's why.
I dropped out in year 10, right? From school and everything like that, which was seen as like a very like, oh my God, she's dropping out. Holy shit, what's she ever going to do with her fucking life?
Yeah.
But that's where I struggled a lot in school before that, because like I was great in class when we were throwing around ideas, we were talking. I had
Me
the answer
too.
right
And then
there. The test comes along and it's like, what the fuck is this? Like, if we were talking about the exact same thing in a classroom where everyone's, you know, there and present, I'm there. I've got the answers, you know. And I think that's even my teachers, they didn't understand why there was such a difference between me in the actual classroom versus me in the tests. They were two different people.
Yeah, me the same. Here we have like the test only counts a certain percentage, like 70%. Then we have like homework, being on time, and participating in the class. Always have the maximum. Always participating. Even if I was wrong, I was the first one to raise my hand. You know, little Aquarius. I know everything. You know, especially in biology class, I will challenge teachers, right? Oh, and I have, this was so funny because we have an English class. I'm fluent in English because my parents, when I was a kid, they put me in English class. I was lucky. I manifested great parents, by the way. They allowed me great opportunities. Because your manifestation starts there, even before you are in this body. Yeah. But there is this teacher, she's called Snow White, because she was old as fuck and she was a witch. She was a bitch. Everybody know that, right? And I was very scattered, even more than I was right now. And I have one of my best friends. I have a lot of best friends. He was a Virgo, but he's scattered. I don't know his moon. I think he's a Gemini moon or something, because he's scattered as fuck as well, right? And we had an assignment to do in the English class, and we do about how I Met Your Mother, that series, right? And our English was on point, but we do only 1 minute and a half. And the witch bitch, she has her own standards. And in her standards, it's more important the length of the work than the quality. Because then there was a girl, she couldn't even say her name in English, and she got 16. Here you go from 0 to 20. And me and my best friend, we have 12. And I'm like, bitch, show me your standards. Because she had no physical standards. It was always on her mind, and she had favorite students or no. And we, you know, we were always talking. We couldn't stop talking. We were always talking. The teachers were crazy. So she hated my ass because I'm an Aquarius stallion. So I was the one making everybody talk. You know, when it was silence, I would stop talking. So much funny moments, right? So the bitch hated me. She hated my friends. She hated everybody. She loved the quiet ones because she could teach. So I pressured her. She's like, show me your criteria. Show me your Aquarius ass rebelling. And the bitch gave up. She made me give class. I was the teacher on that day. It was so funny. It was so funny because I pressured her so much that she's like, I give up. I don't care. You give the rest of the class. It was so funny because the way I pressured her, everybody was looking at me like, what the fuck? What is happening right now? And it was like, bitch, you don't know. I didn't say those words. Like, you're not doing right. Show me your criteria. You're not evaluating me right. What?
Yeah.
Show me how you evaluate me. But she can't because she was being biased. She was responding to her own emotions and feelings. And it was like, show me how do you evaluate myself. She gave up. No, I was the teacher on that class, and it was the best class ever on English. That was so funny.
I bet it was. I bet
So
you killed that shit. I bet you brought that shit to life, man.
It was so funny. God damn it, she was scared. Okay, let's get back.
Back on track. Back on the itinerary.
Because I'm not just an Aquarius sun. I have that Taurus moon that brings that pressure. I ain't moving, bitch. You move. I ain't moving nowhere. I'm nowhere. Only if you have some water. If you have some water, you can make me feel like a bit sweet, even though it will be extra harsh. You better make sure if you want to make me move, you have to like, do I really want to try? Do I really want to try? Because it's gonna take some time. And it's not guaranteed I'll move an inch. It's not guaranteed.
Yeah, no, that's fixed earth, man. Like, good luck with that.
Fixed
like
earth plus fixed air.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
It's like, so,
I got that fixed fire.
What?
Just going back, I've got that fixed fire and I've got that fixed air. But I've got the cardinal earth.
Yes.
So
and I got the cardinal air.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Indeed. I see.
True that. Anyway, back onto the point.
Yeah. Full moon in Taurus in some time in recent times. Squaring Saturn in Aquarius.
On the 19th.
Right. So we need to learn how to feel comfortable with reality. We need to learn how to express our value. Let's say I make a painting and I think my painting is worth $1,000 and I make it public. This painting is worth shout out to the SoulGroup. This painting is worth $1,000. And then if somebody comes up and say, hey, your painting ain't shit. That's not even worth $1. And you have to be strong enough to be like, I don't give a fuck. That's not my customer. That's not my client. That's not business. That's a demon. Because where is their paintings? Nowhere. Where is that YouTube channel? Nowhere. Where is that Instagram live streams with Archie Angel? Nowhere. So stay strong to your own standards while expressing that. That's my view.
It's like, sir, if you cannot afford my painting for $1,000, then that's fine. You can go to, the Louis Vuitton store, just for example, since everybody seems to value this. You wouldn't go up there and be like, I don't want to pay $5,000 for this handbag. They'd be like, well, fucking get out then. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, indeed. They don't give a fuck. Indeed. And now I remember there is somebody on Instagram. I don't follow him, but he appears a lot in the stories of other people that I follow. It's about business. He's a very, I don't know him, but this energy is very stable, business minded.
Yes.
And there was a reel that he made. I don't even know his name. I just know his appearance. And he was like, he was in his own business, and a friend that was like an act, right? Hey, can I have a discount on your business? And he was like, sure, come with me. And then he's like searching for something on the ground, and he's like, what are you searching for? For a reason that why should I give you a discount? When you go to Burger King, when you go to Louis Vuitton, you don't ask them for a discount, and you are asking your friend with my own business. I get to pay my own bills for a discount. When you go to Nike to buy some shoes, you don't ask for discounts. So Taurus is like that. You want a discount. When you go over there, you don't ask no discount. Because I'm family, because I'm a friend, you should pay me more.
Yeah.
You know? And that me and Daria once, Daria's mother had a problem with a car, and we were helping. And we went through the same conversation. She went, that mechanic over there, he's my friend, but he will ask money from me. And Daria is like, so that's right, he's your friend, you should pay even more. And her mother was like, she was not able to respond because it's true, right? So it's like that. You want a discount for me? No, you should pay me more. You should value me. We need to make that outside. We need to make our internal value heard and seen. But don't go too far because it's full moon. Your business might die there.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't get in your ego about it. You know, cussing everyone out, being like, bitch, pay me the money. Like, don't get into that energy. Just stand strong within your energy, you know? Yeah.
Indeed. And it's going to be my full moon return. So I'm taking a dragon oracle card to help me pass through that moment in the highest, lightest way possible. You know. Oh, there we go. Royal blue and gold dragon. I love this card. So I have to remember that I'm royalty. Everybody has the potential to be royalty, right? So like the queen doesn't care about if the servants like her or not. I'm the queen. I'm the king, bitch. Obey me. Pay me. Right? Pay the taxes. Shut up. So I need to have that trust.
Pay the fines.
Yeah, I need to have that trust, you know? And then I need to have that trust in my internal, because it's a darker blue, so it's an internal communication. And then those internal lessons, I express them via imagination or creativity with the gold energy. And dragon just represents the highest vehicle in a specific realm of reality. So the highest vehicle can only be created by the highest spirit. So every time you hear about a dragon, if it is from the Masons, movies, all you then shit, is about the lower desires of the being that we live in. Like the night kills the dragon, the thought kills the feeling. But on the higher frequency and vibration, a dragon represents the best vehicle to experience a specific realm of reality, and the best vehicle can only be created by the strongest, wider, and wiser spirit. And that's it for today. For my part, I'm done.
Lovely. Loving it.
These are McDonald's though.
I think I'll pull another card. I'll pull another card for everybody here.
I'm enjoying.
I'm feeling generous. No, I'm joking.
I'm feeling generous.
Feeling generous in this bitch, you know. Moon's in Pisces. That's my second house. Generosity.
Your moon, so you have the opportunities to feel comfortable by giving shit.
Exactly. Giving with a grateful heart and receiving with a grateful heart too, you know. There's got to be balance there. All right. What have we got? All right. I'm just going to pull a card for everybody right now, what everybody needs to know right this moment, you know, leading up to this Taurus. Whoa, we got a fallout. Fuck those cards. If something falls out, literally if something falls out at this point, yo, hold up. Let me finish that before I fucking come into this, because this is gonna, oh my God. Okay. Literally, if something falls out at a full moon, let it fall out.
Indeed.
Let it be gone.
Don't pay attention to it.
Just be gone, demon.
Yeah,
Fucking...
be gone. Burn.
And I'll tell you why.
Oh.
Da, 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 da. New beginnings. Ah. And something ends. Something new begins. Okay? Yeah. So fuck the shit that falls out. If it falls out that easy, it's not meant to be.
That's so powerful. Fuck the shit really that falls. Focus on the new.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
That's all I got to say about that.
Okay. So thank you everybody that was watching. This live stream is full of content. I think we need to, like you do, you the last one you broke it out, our interview.
Yes.
And that's a great way, especially for this one, because I think we are at least in 2 hours, I believe.
I think 2 hours now, yeah.
So yeah, it's full
We
of content.
went a little bit crazy.
It seems like I started now. It seems like I just started. You know,
Yeah.
it was very cool, great energies. Thank you very much for your time, for your attention, for your energy. Thank you very much for you being available as well on this Saturn day. It's teamwork day though, so if you're interested, we still have a spot open on our Pokemon Unite team. You can play on mobile if you want. Join the SoulGroup team if you want, if you're interested. Because it's very annoying because we can start matches with 4 team members. We need 5. We can start with 3.
Oh, no.
We can start with 4, so we need to invite random team members. And then sometimes it's a pain in the ass, you know. So I'm just advertising. If you want it, it's there. If you don't want it, it's still there. If you know somebody of the SoulGroup that is into gaming, that they don't know me, bring them in. We need the 15 members. We need them. And shout out to everybody that was watching. Thank you very much. Check my Linktree, which is in the profile page. I'm sure Archangel also has some links in her Instagram page as well.
Some links, right? Yeah.
Go check that out as well. Check out Daria's page as well on Instagram. Absolutely. She does jewelry, she does clothing, she does digital art. Whatever you need for your business, she got it. And until the next time, I wish everybody the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality and creativity so you can maintain your sanity in this beautiful but crazy world. Until the next time, huge shout out to the SoulGroup, to everybody that is changing the world right now. Huge shout out to Arch the Angel, huge shout out to me, and Esoteric Cloud Surfer, surfing out. See you soon, guys.
Thanks for guys. Thanks to the SoulGroup.
Good night to you.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.